Hey guys, it's Victoria and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here you should subscribe because I make videos every week and it's pretty awesome. And also if you like this video, give it a thumbs up because we're gonna have some fun. So yeah, today's a very exciting video. I'm so happy to be doing it. I am reviewing Harry Potter and the Cursed Child by J.K. Rowling, Jack Thorne, and John Tiffany. Yeah. And it was very good. I'm going to be having a spoiler-free part, and then I will also have a spoilers part because there's so many things we need to talk about here, guys. But yeah, so now let's just get on to the review. Alright, so Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is based 19 years later after Deathly Hallows. And I'm telling you guys, within the script, we are reminded of everything we love about the Harry Potter series, and this book is basically all about the life of Albus Severus Potter, which is Ginny and Harry's son. So he's going to Hogwarts, and we realize that life is not as simple for him, and he's not very happy with being a Potter in that way. We still get to see Harry, Ron, Hermione. We also get to see Ginny and Draco Malfoy. Yeah, so that's exciting. That's all I'm doing for spoiler free. So if you have not read the script, I suggest you go away because there are going to be spoilers. You're going to figure things out that you're not going to want to know if you haven't read it. So I suggest you come back once you read it. I have all these little post-it notes that I've inserted in the places that I loved or that I wanted to talk about. So that's what we're going to do now. Now let's get into the juicy stuff. I just felt like it was so fast in the beginning. I don't know if you felt it too, but we were going through Albus's life so fast, and then it was his 4th year all of a sudden, and I was like, whoa, where did his first, second, and third go? Like, it went by so fast, but it was amazing. So now we are at Act 1, Scene 9, and Harry's scar starts to hurt. And in my head, I'm just like, where is this going? Because we all know, when Harry's scar hurts, things are not good. And I was just thinking in my head, Voldemort is dead. His scar cannot be hurting. I swear, if J.K. Rowling brings Voldemort back to life, I just was gonna end because that was not gonna be okay. That was not gonna be good. If we go through all the series and then Voldemort's dead in the end and we're like, victory, woohoo, and we win, Dumbledore's army wins, and then he comes back in here, I was like, oh no, that is not gonna happen. But, I mean, if you read, you know what happens. So we're all good in the clear. But I was scared. In Act 1, Scene 15, Ron is just talking to Hermione. And, I don't know, this just made me laugh. It just reminded me of old Ron and him being him. So, this is Ron speaking to Harry because he's saying that Harry's getting old, whatever. And Harry's like, thanks, mate. And Ron goes, honestly, every time I sit down now, I make an oof noise, and oof, and my feet, the trouble I'm having with my feet. I could write a song about the pain my feet give me. Maybe your scar is like that. And I just started laughing. Like, Ron, they're having like a serious moment. Harry's saying his scar is hurting, and Hermione and Ginny, they're all worried, and Ron's just like, maybe it's just you getting old. So we are in Act 2, Scene 1, and Harry's having his dream, you know, and he's with his Aunt Petunia, and he wets the sheets or whatever. And Harry is talking to her, saying, oh, I had a dream about my parents dying, and my mom screaming, and all this terrible stuff. And his Aunt Petunia has the audacity to tell Harry that if he was really dreaming about his parents' death, all he would hear was screeching of cars and crashing. Mind you, we know what happens really when they die. And at this point, Harry does not, but she does. And she still has this lie of telling Harry that his parents died in a car crash. It just, makes me so mad. This is what she really says. If you were really reliving their death, all you'd hear would be a screech of brakes and a horrific thud. Your parents died in a car accident. You know that? I don't think your mother had even time to scream. Lord spare you the details, more on that. Now strip those sheets, get in the kitchen and get scrubbing. I don't want to have to tell you again. You're telling him to go do the dishes and clean his sheets when he's dreaming about his parents' death. Am I the only one who got really mad at Harry whenever he told Albus that he couldn't be friends with Scorpius anymore? That just got me so frustrated because the only people Harry had were Ron and Hermione throughout Hogwarts. And those were his people. Without them, he would have been miserable. And he's telling his son, who he knows has no friends, that he can't be friends with his only friend. And then he tells him that he's going to spend his spare time in the Gryffindor common room, even though he's not Gryffindor. He's Slytherin, Harry. Get it inside your head. He is Slytherin. That just got me so mad. And I mean, I love Harry to death, but his parenting, at that moment, I was just like, no, I'm not having this. No. Alright, so this part, I just loved. It was one of those like throwback moments. And it was Act 2, Scene 16. It was at the end. And this is whenever Albus and Scorpius were talking, and they were thinking of the plan of going to the Triwizard Tournament, in the past. And Albus is saying how they need to go to the bathroom on the first floor, the girls' restroom. And I was like, yes, we're going back. That part just made me really happy, and I just kept thinking, are we going to see Moaning Myrtle? Because even though she kind of annoyed me sometimes, I still kind of missed her. Okay, so next, we have Act 2, Scene 17. And this is already after Albus and Scorpius do their thing, whatever, and they change time. We all know what happens. And so Hermione and Ron are no longer married. And Hermione's a professor at Hogwarts, and this is whenever Ron is at the Hogwarts staircase and they run into each other. I'm just going to read this because it's just Hermione, Ron throwback before they were dating. Ron compliments Hermione on her hair, and she's just like, yeah, I combed it. And then Hermione goes, Ron, will you stop looking at me that way? And Ron, he's like, Harry's boy Albus said to me the other day that he thought you and I married. Haha, ridiculous, I know. And Hermione's like, very ridiculous. Ron goes, he even thought we had a daughter. That'd be strange, wouldn't it? And then they both lock eyes, and Hermione's the first to break away. And then Ron's like, exactly, we're friends, and that's all. And Hermione's like, absolutely, only friends. And this is the part that I just was laughing so hard. Ron goes, only friends. Funny word, friends. Not that funny. Just a word, really. Friends, friend, funny friend. You, my funny friend, my Hermione. Not my Hermione. You understand. Not my Hermione. Not mine, but Hermione just says, I know. And I don't know, that just reminds me of everything. And I find it cute that they're flirting with each other and Ron's still him old self, even though the dark wizards have taken over everything and things are not going well in that world. End of part 1 was just way too much for me. Albus is gone because Harry is dead. Voldemort has taken over. And Scorpius just shows up and Umbridge is back. Umbridge. I hate Umbridge. I mean, who doesn't hate Umbridge? But Umbridge is back. And then whenever Scorpius is trying to prove himself to Professor Snape that he really is from the past and he's not this kid that Snape believes he is, because according to Snape, he's only a bad guy and he's part of Voldemort's army and everything. And he's telling him, I know you love Lily Potter. I know you've secretly been working with Dumbledore and you were protecting Harry and all these things in order for Severus to believe him, because I mean, if you think about it, it would be really hard to believe someone. And he was kind of confessing everything to this kid by allowing him to go into the Whomping Willow with him. And oh my gosh, when we figure out Delphi is Voldemort's daughter, that was unexpected. My mind never even went there. I suspected that she might not be good or that she might be evil, but Voldemort's daughter? I did not expect that at all. And then also when they find out about this prophecy, they figure out she has the time turner, and I mean, they knew that the kids were kidnapped, and things just go downhill from there. But am I the only one who kind of wants to know what would have happened, Voldemort's reaction to him having a daughter? Because whenever she goes back in time, and then Harry, Ron, Hermione go back in time with Draco, and they're there, and then Harry turns into Voldemort in order to capture her in and defeat her. I just wish I knew how Voldemort would have actually reacted. Would he have been like, oh no, I'm not going to kill Harry anymore, I have a daughter? Or he would have been like, I don't believe you, and to kill her? Like, that's what I want to know. That might be weird. I just kind of want to know. This is where I almost wanted to cry. It takes me a lot to cry, so I did not, but I almost did. I'm not lying. And this is when Harry has to watch his parents die. He just stood there, and all his friends were there with him, and they watched his parents die. And that one part where you see Harry, well, we don't see Harry, but Harry sees through the window his mom and just thinks how beautiful she is. And he really, like, has to watch them die. Like, we all know he saw them die as a baby, but he didn't remember that. This he's gonna, like, remember forever. But then, of course, they get to a little happy in the end because Hagrid comes. So this is when Hagrid introduces himself to Harry, which we never knew. We all knew Hagrid got Harry and brought him, but we never got to hear what he said. And he goes, "Well, hello, you must be Harry." "Hello, Harry Potter. I'm Ruvius Hagrid, and I'm gonna be your friend whether you like it or not. 'Cause you've had it tough, not that you know it yet, and you're gonna need friends. Now you best come with me, don't you think?" And he's talking to a baby. Obviously, Harry doesn't remember this. Harry doesn't know what he's saying. But the fact that Hagrid was still talking to him and like, "I'm there for you, bud." And they capture Delphi. She goes to Azkaban. Last scene, Harry takes Albus on a walk. And we don't know where they are. But then Harry and him start talking. And they get like that father-son connection. They were at Cedric's grave. And as you know, like throughout the whole script, they're trying to go save Cedric, Albus, and Scorpius. And Harry takes his son there. And he lets him know that that's where he often goes. And how he does feel bad for Cedric's death, and that he is kind of the reason for so many people dying. And throughout the whole time of their lives, Harry had never really opened up to Albus, and he never got to see his true self, how Harry actually did fear things. And Harry had things that weren't good in his life, and he wasn't just some heroic figure. I mean, he was, but that's not all there was to him, and that's all Albus ever saw. And then the last two things we hear is Harry saying, "I think today's going to be a nice day." And then Albus says, "So do I." And that's the ending. And I'm kind of really hoping that J.K. Rowling comes out like with a part 3 of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, or like another book. But I kind of feel like that's not going to happen. But yeah, this book was so fantastic. I got it yesterday. And I read all night, and then I read today when I could, and I finished it, and it was so good. Like, I just was really happy I got to go back into the Wizarding world, and kind of, it was like I was reunited with Harry, Ron, Hermione, Draco, and everyone, and then we got to see their kids. We got to see Hermione and Ron's daughter, Rose, and then we got to see Lily and James, and then of course Albus. But it was really nice to see that, and it was really cool to see like all the jobs they got when they were older and how things were. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the review on Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I plan on doing more reviews. I hope you enjoyed the script, and if you did, comment below your favorite part or favorite parts, because there were so many more, I just can't say everything. But yeah, it was so awesome, and it was just a great throwback. I just loved it so much, and I hope you did too. But yeah, give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I can't wait to see you guys next time. Bye!